afternoon, everybody. This is Case from Q101, and this is A Case For, a show in which I have coerced management and let me talk to my favorite bands. And we are here with the two men who I've now talked to 3 times. The first member of the Three Timers Club, Ian Shelton, Kevin Kiley of Militarie Gun.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, welcome back. I'm sorry you have to see me every time you're in Chicago.
It's an honor.
Wouldn't want to see anyone else.
I appreciate that.
We'll
I just
play
saw you
this show just to you.
That's how sometimes it's like when you guys played the Aragon in November, Alyssa from your record label was like, do you want to go say hi to them after they're done? I go, they've seen me enough. Like, they're good.
I always spot you, too.
Yeah, the mustache, it makes it easy.
Yeah.
As we're speaking, Super Chunk is in the background. We're at Riot Fest 2025. You just got off stage at your first Riot Fest. You played the after show last year at House of Blues with Manchester Orchestra, but you finally made it to Douglas Park. Your experience at your first Riot Fest?
It was incredible. It was everything we could have dreamed of. I mean, like, we played Lala last year, but we played so early, and they have like the VIP section up front and all that stuff, which, like, walking in today, it was amazing to see that there wasn't any of that, like, corporate
They put it
bullshit.
on the side, which is,
like,
it's better that way.
Yeah. It's like, if you want to be a VIP, that's cool, but we want to play to, like, the people. And so we got to do that, and at a lot of big fests now, that's not the case. So, like, I think as far as Riot Fest, that was a huge standout thing, because, you know, even like Bonnaroo, you know, like half of the front's empty because our fans are poor.
It's true. That may or may not be true.
Many people have said.
We literally make music for people from trailer parks, I think. So
Enum Claw, Washington, shout out. My old boss is from there.
For real?
Yeah. I do not speak to him. We do not get along.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well. No, it's a sensitive subject, actually. But I brought it up, so it's fine. You guys have a record out. By the time everybody sees this, God Save the Gun will be out. Congratulations on the second full length.
Thank you.
We're sitting here now about a month before it comes out, though. Explain the emotions of sitting on a record waiting for the entire world to hear it. I imagine that's a nerve-wracking process even the second time through.
No, I mean, for us, you know, the only thing we can control is making songs that we love. And so as long as we're doing that, there's no nerves. Like, if we felt we were doing something that wasn't genuine, I would have nerves because I wouldn't be able to fully stand behind it. If nobody listens to God Save the Gun, I'm cool with it because I'm proud of the record. Like, there's no... every single piece of it I love and I'm proud of. And like, we spent 3 years writing it, and no nerves. I just wish people could hear it, like, right this moment and hear it in full, because I feel like as a statement, you know, as one big piece of work, it makes the most sense. Like, I don't really like releasing singles because it kind of takes what I'm saying out of context.
People are vibing with the singles, too. So, I mean, but yeah, singles are tough. It's like, we spent time, like, deliberating over how do you pick them, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like
and it's working. Like, you know, like, we released Throw Me Away last week, and people are singing it in droves.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think BADIDE is already one of our biggest songs.
People were into that today.
Yeah.
People are spelling.
That was
They know how
cool
to spell
see.
here. It was great.
It's true. We're a very literate city we are. It's nice. There's so many songs on the new record that I want to dive into specifically, but I do want to ask about the album rollout process. Do you feel like it's drastically different than it was in 2023? Because I had Jeremy from Touche, I was talking to him at Riot Fest, and we were talking about the difference of a 10-year gap between releasing albums and how now it just feels like you're throwing things into the void. Nobody really knows what they're doing. Drain this year has like a 6-month album rollout where it's one single a month. You guys, a little bit more expedited. Spiritual Cramp, which I can't wait for people to hear that record.
It's amazing.
A little bit more expedited. How do you feel this time around? Do you feel like it's even harder to capture people's attention than it was 2 years ago?
Nah, it's easier now. People, when Life Under the Gun happened, nobody really knew us, you know? And, like, we've been touring our asses off and fighting for people's attention. We know that it's not just going to be given to us, so we have to go out and seek it. And that's why we've taken so many different types of tours, is that we know what's inside of our songs and what's coming next. So touring with Manchester Orchestra and touring with Knocked Loose in a 2-month span of each other was very intentional on our part, because we know we have the energy and we know we have the melancholy and the vulnerability. So we just feel like we took the opportunities that we could to unlock people, and for us personally, it doesn't feel like we're releasing in the void. These songs are like I said,
they're big. persevere, you know?
is already one of our biggest songs. We've been closing with it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. When did the recording process start for this? Because the last time we spoke in front of cameras was right after Thought You Were Waving came out. Was this whole record done during that time period?
No. It was Thought You Were Waving, we recorded as like a bottled single. I always knew that it had to be on the album, but we didn't know what we were doing with the album yet. And we started recording February 10th. That was the first day of recording. This is the day my Nana passed away, and we wrote a song for my Nana on this record. So that felt very intentional as well. Like the start date was like I voted for February 10th, so that
there you go.
That day could have a positive meaning, which I think also that's like so much of what the record is about, is like reclaiming something that feels like a negative and making it a positive.
I'm curious about that with you, because especially the All Roads EPs, you know, you're singing about chaos and trauma in this very open way, and you've publicly been open about cutting back on drinking, sobriety, things like that. But do you ever worry that in order to be the most efficient Militarie Gun frontman possible, that you have to live a life of chaos, that you have to have some level of debauchery going on to write these songs?
I mean, the chaos and the debauchery, I bring it still. Yeah. I bring it as a sober person, but you know, like I'm still gonna fall off of shit and
you're
be
still
chaotic.
climbing stuff and taking more risks than me when I'm drunk.
Yeah. But definitely there was that fear when I quit, because so much of this record I wrote when I was fucked up. And the thing with us, and me specifically, is that I'm comfortable with this being our last record if there's not better songs to be written. So if drinking is what is required for me to write the songs, I'm cool with not writing the songs.
Okay.
Like that, I don't think that's the case. I think I wrote a lot of great songs before I ever had a drink. Life Under the Gun, I'd never drank.
See, I didn't know that until recently.
Yeah, I didn't start drinking until I was 30.
That's crazy. I'm 26. I've never drank.
Yeah.
And just as
30 is a great year to start.
30's when I should start?
Now,
man. All right. I'm going to have to. That's going to be like an identity crisis when I start drinking, though. I'm really into being an adult straight edge.
Yeah.
That's something I wear very proudly.
But no, and like with that, like the record is not about sobriety at all. The record is about addiction. The record is about the lows that come with indulging all the worst parts of your personality. And I don't know. Like I said, we're just, if it was what is required to be that person, then I'm not that person anymore. And I think everything in the band is born from me attempting to evolve past where I've been, whether it be songwriting, lyrically, whatever. So if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. You'll see us on the fucking God Save the Gun 10-year anniversary tour.
We're already writing.
We already have another record done.
You recorded even.
Yeah. Well, we recorded 20 songs for the album.
Okay, for God Save the Gun?
For God Save the Gun.
Okay.
And we cut 6 out. So we went to London recently and we finished all those songs. And so yeah, we have that just cooling. We got a banger track with Mannequin Pussy that nobody's going to hear for a while, but I can't wait for people to hear it.
That's super fun. Speaking of banger tracks, I'm curious about on the record. You talked with Life Under the Gun came out about how Very High was the song that took a long time to get to where it got. I love the finished product of it. Is there one on this record that you had to tinker with over and over again to get it just right?
There was 2. The first one being I Won't Murder Your Friend. That was a song that the instrumental was written in 2021.
Wow. It
was written actually before a lot of the songs on All Roads. Mm-hmm. Like All Roads, maybe, did we record that in 2020? But either way, Life Under the Gun at the very least. That was written before almost anything on Life Under the Gun. And I knew I didn't have what it took to pull that song off. And so it just sat there. Similar, it was like right next to Thought You Were Waving in my folder, where like that was a song that was instrumentally written so long ago. And then, we finally, I sang over it and had the lyrics and the David Cho sound clip on it. And then Riley, who produced the record with me, he was like, I feel such an anger when I get to the end of the song. It didn't have that whole outro passage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite moments in the record. Like, David Kelling and Riley and everybody was contributing, and working on this part for this like heavy end to like this expression of anger, and then it got to Kevin's part where we wanted like a guitar solo, and I'll let Kevin talk about that.
Yeah, it's just like everyone was like trying to dive into the emotion of this song. It wasn't about like, oh, we need like a bridge section. It was just like there was something left untapped a little bit. It felt like there just needed to be something more, and so we had the guitar solo. There's keys in there, and it just
and like the guitar solo. Kevin's such a talented guitar player that the process of it was all of us kind of like standing around and being like, no, it's not technical. It's crying. It's like a wail. It's like the release of what you need to get out. And so, you know, it's in his hands, and he's trying to communicate what we're all feeling in that moment of the desperation of the song, and he just nailed it. You know, like that was the fun part about the record, was that it was so collaborative and intimate, like, because it was so much about being able to, if it needed to happen, like it would have been a comfortable place to cry, you know. Yeah. And the other song that really took a long time, which it was one of the last songs written but went through 1,000 renditions, was Wake Up and Smile.
Okay.
That was a song that Waylon brought to the band, and it was just like, we knew this song was very special, but we just didn't feel like we had it right for a really long time. And it just went through 1,000 different production things, and like it had the melody and the like chords, but then that was like the production is what took that one over the finish line.
Gotcha. Oh, it's a beautiful song. Glad it worked out. Can we talk about the song Daydream on the record?
It's a song I wrote for my Nana.
Okay, that's kind of what I assumed when you said that. It's gorgeous, but I would imagine, and tell me if I'm wrong, but normally if you finish a track and you like the vocals that you did, you're like, all right, I feel good, on to the next one. But what was it like getting done with that? Did it sit with you? Was it a celebratory mood in the studio, or something almost overwhelming and heavy just because of the way that song sounds, the way it was recorded?
For me, it was very heavy. That was a song that we did one night, and I recorded it standing up, and it wasn't right. It wasn't right standing up. That wasn't the energy of the song. The first show I ever played, technically, was my Nana's funeral. That was like, I played bass. It's really funny to think about now, but like I wrote a song. It's very similar to Radio by Alkaline Trio, actually, the song that I wrote. But that was my first public performance, was at her funeral. I played a song for her at her funeral. And, you know, she comes to me in my dreams, and in my dreams she says that, like, she didn't die, that she just went away, and that she's back now. And I've had that dream, you know, periodically for the past, I don't know how, you know, ever since she passed away. And so when we came back to it, and I recorded it like cradled like this.
Really?
You know, and like we just did it like 1,000 times, and just tried to get all of the, you know, and I had to like just go there and like think about what it was about to get what felt like the right.
That's what I was wondering. Is, I mean, you know, you've never been one to shy away from emotion in your song, but that has a different tone to it that I guess I'm very thankful you got to that place, because the song is so beautiful, but it doesn't seem like it'd be an easy thing to get to.
No, I mean, it's the expression of pain is a beautiful thing, and if you run away from it, you end up with like a bottleneck of emotion, and everything we are doing is supposed to be the antithesis of that, you know?
I love that. Can I talk about my favorite song on the record before I let you guys go?
I'm really curious to hear which one it is.
I think it's the best Militarie Gun song there is.
Okay.
Whoa.
God Owes Me Money.
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, it's on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're going to film that before you go. That's cool as hell. You guys popped off with this one. I want to know everything about it. How did this song come to be?
So that was a song, it was like something I had written down, and I said it offhandedly in like a random RJC interview that I thought that God Owes Me Money. And for some reason, Pierce from Soul Glow read that interview, and he texted me and he said, like, dude, that's a bar. You have to use that in a song. And so then it made its way to like my notes app where I had it, and I wanted to write this like slow synthy song, and I just couldn't crack it. Like I was not getting it right, and I just couldn't get there. And I hit up Nick from MS Paint, and I was like, hey, will you help me with this song? And I just kind of gave him a couple prompts, and he came back with the synth line and the chords for the song, and like it just all the rest fell out. You know, the things you'll never remember are the things I'll never forget was a lyric that is somewhat an RJC lyric. There's an RJC song called Amnesia, and the chorus of it, if there is a chorus on an RJC song, is remember, forget. And it was like the early stage of that idea. And yeah, it was just like, I'm using a lot of incredibly specific traumatic memories in that song, that nobody would like know what I'm talking about, but to me it means a lot to be able to say those things in the light, and that's just how I feel. And like the way that I want to approach this record, and the way that what I want to tell people is that your trauma, your pain is your superpower. Like everything you've gone through gives you perspective. It gives you something to offer the world, you know, like that pain shapes you. And I think that running away from the way that it shaped you results in what's actually negative, where if you can harness it and know the weight of your actions and know the weight of other people's actions, it can be an incredibly empowering thing to be a traumatized human being.
Kevin, your favorite song on the record?
That's up there. I feel like that's one that's gonna resonate with people, and it resonates with me. Same with like Thought You Were Waving, where yeah, I think a lot of people will just identify with that, and maybe I haven't thought of that perspective. So I mean, the title alone is just, first off, that title is so hard. So
it's incredible.
Yeah. Love that.
Well,
one.
I came up with one of the words in the title.
Another one, Fill Me With Paint. I love Fill Me With Paint. I'm excited to play it live.
The guitar riff on that is crazy.
That's James from Daisy.
Yeah,
okay.
James. So like we were kind of work as a community, you know,
okay.
like James from Daisy, and it was amazing having Kevin come in, and the song that was like fully authored by him, besides the vocals, was the song "God Save the Gun," and it felt like felt like the perfect bookend on the record, and it had this folky nature to it, and it inspired something very different than what I've done in the past, which like that song it has 3 verses. There's not a single other Militarie Gun song that has 3 verses, and I wanted to address people specifically and like do this kind of folky thing. It's not in a shell that feels folky, but it is a folk song in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's hard to pick one. Like the album has a lot of depth to it. It's a record, and I'm excited that we made a great record. And that's why, back to the singles. It's hard to pick singles because it's just.
I just wish we could drop it in full.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'll also do my little bit of shit talk.
Please.
Which is that, we wrote this record for 3 years, and we spent every day not on tour trying to come up with songs. Like there's not. We don't allow ourselves to rest. And I think one of the most terrible things happening in modern music culture is that bands are renting an Airbnb for like 10 days and writing a record.
You can tell.
Like it's not resulting in classics. I don't think there's very many classic records happening right now. I think that, bands are rushing to put out a commercial product to be out on tour to make money off of people. Mm-hmm. And I think that's pretty gross. Yeah. You're only going to hear from us when we have something to say.
Well said. I have nothing else to add. Anything else you would like the people of Q101 or the internet to know? Militarie Gun, God Save the Gun. By the time people watch this, it will be out. What else should people know?
Militarie Gun at the Metro.
I was going to ask.
You heard it here.
I don't know if it'll be announced exactly, but leave it in. Militarie Gun at the Metro. We got to sell it out.
God bless.
Chicago number 1.
Chicago number 1. I will be there.
Our favorite city.
Gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for your time. I take up so much of it, but I greatly appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
I am on Instagram @_Case Lowe. That is CaseLowe. New episodes of A Case For every Monday on this YouTube channel. I've talked to Militarie Gun twice. I've talked to Lurk. I've talked to Knock Loose Drain. If you like Militarie Gun, I know there's a band I've talked to that you've liked, so please check those out. In the meantime, as always, congratulations on the new record, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
God save the gun.